Hello, everybody. Welcome to my channel, and thank you for joining. Now, in today's episode, we're gonna do some trading. Okay, we're gonna bring in another jet. Well, we're gonna try to find one anyway. So, we're gonna have a few problems now. The problems all start now, and it's actually chaos. Okay, it's disaster. Okay, well, what I'm gonna show you now, I've already shown you this already. I predicted this was gonna happen. Okay, I've become like Nostradamus now, just coming down. Anyway, we're gonna go through the problems, and we're gonna try to find some resolutions to fix these problems. So, let's continue. Now we go to the ins and outs, and there's carnage, the big carnage, because the player that I was going to bring in, Kane McAuliffe, is out, and some people went early on him because you would think the players that Richmond are missing, you would have to go early on him. But Jacob Hopper comes back in, so he's replaced McAuliffe as the big-bodied inside midfielder. Now, to be honest, I think they should have kept McAuliffe and probably taken out Dow. Okay, I think McAuliffe much better than Dow. But anyway, that's what's happened. So it is what it is. Now, at Melbourne, Bailey Laurie comes in for his second game. In his first game, he was subbed out. I asked some Melbourne supporters on Twitter what they thought of Bailey Laurie. Everyone said, run away. Okay, they said, just pass, don't do it. So we're going to pass on Laurie. We're going to pass on McAuliffe. There's nobody to bring in. Okay, this is nothing. There's actually more big news. It just broke. Let me share it with you. Tom Morris has reported on Channel 9 that Harley Reid is to be managed this week. Okay, now, luckily, we don't own him. And it was torture watching him. So we've got 1 week rest with no torture. I might actually even consider bringing him in next week because of the fact that he's rested. The tough game that I thought he was going to have, he's not going to have it now. And because of the lack of rookies, he actually may not be such a bad option. So he could be an option for next week, but I'll think about it for next week. But for this week anyway, if you've got him and 80% do have him, he's not playing. Now we go to my team. And we've got to work out what do we need, all right? Now, let's optimize this, all right? Now, our defense is full. Our midfield, we've got Clossy at M8 and Roberts at M7, so that's full. Actually, just to make it look more prettier, I'm gonna put Yo and Clossy there. That way, McGovern doesn't feel bad that he's the D6. And now he becomes a D5. Okay, makes him feel more important. Anyway, so it's looking okay. We've sort of got cover here, premium quality, all right? So we don't need Zach Williams on the bench because we need to fix up this area here, all right? We've got a few problems. So let's sort this out now. So Zach Williams goes out, all right? Now, the next question is who's next to go out? Just for now, Campbell has a break-even of 34. All he needs is a decent score, and he doesn't really get a lot of decent scores. Okay, he's got a 31, an 80, then a 43, 57, 43, and that was the week I was expecting him to have a decent score. Then against Melbourne, he's actually every second week he goes half decent. Okay, maybe this week is the week for him. So maybe I'll keep him. What's Darcy? Well, Darcy, at least Darcy can go 80s. Maybe I'll keep Darcy. I'll trade out Campbell. Okay, Campbell goes out. Now, who comes in? Okay, now, we're going to bring in Zorko. Okay, Zorko the Magnificent. Or is it the Magician or Magnificent? I don't know. But anyway, Zorko comes in. Zorko has a break-even of 66. And we've watched him enough times. Okay, we're happy with his performance. We're going to bring him in. Because we need to also strengthen this forward line. Now, this is where the problem is now. Who else comes in? I'm probably going to move Kamis into the back line. Okay, so this means I'm going to bring in a forward. Because I was going to move... Let's put that back. I was going to put him back there. I was going to move Graham into the back line. But if I do that, then I have to move Wilson into the midfield, which means I can't play Garcia forward. And I really wanted to play Garcia forward. And I can't do that unless I put Camis there. All right. Now, so who do we bring in? Okay, players we can afford. Let's have a look because there's nobody. Okay, players I can afford, and I'm stuck. And we predicted this, as you can recall. Okay, we actually mentioned this in a couple of videos, even a couple of weeks ago. That's why we went heavy with our boosts. We tried to get all these cash out as quick as we could, and it's actually worked. So I'm actually happy that I did all that. But now, who do I bring in? Now, I'm going to go early, okay, on another Garcia. Because one Garcia paid off. Let's double these Garcias, okay? Let's get Garcia number 2 in there. So we're going to have 2 Garcias now. Now, if Garcia is not named, and let's have a look at... Let's complete this trade first. All right, complete the trade. Now, because we've got Liber coming back, all right? And the worst part of Garcia is... No, he's playing on Saturday. It's not too bad, all right? Now... If Liber is named to play and Garcia is dropped, all right, which Liber will come, but Garcia, if he's dropped, then what do we do? All right, so Garcia comes out if he's dropped, and I can't see why they would drop him. He played really well. Who else can we bring in? I don't like Drury, all right. I don't like Mana, and well, Mana's not even playing. Tunstall. He's on the bubble. If Tunstall is named on the bubble, I'll bring in Tunstall. That'll be my next option. So it'll be Tunstall in. When does Tunstall play? Well, Tunstall plays on Thursday, all right? So we'll have an indication if he's a sub or not. So we'll give Tunstall the first opportunity to make some cash. So we'll see how it goes with Tunstall. And he plays GWS as a tough opponent. But he scored 61 in a losing game, so it's not too bad. So maybe he's okay. I didn't even take note of him. Okay, I don't even know what he looks like. But anyway, we're going to bring in Tunstall. Maybe we'll actually start with Tunstall there. Leave him there. If he's not good, if he's not going to play, we'll take him out and we'll put Garcia there. So that's how we'll do it for now. I'm happy with everything up until the forward line. The forward line, we're going to be carrying Darcy and Cadman. Just going to hope that they have a decent score. And Garcia is going to be the boy that we hope they can go at least 70 or 80. With the fact that most of the teams now don't have Reed, puts us in a good shape now. We've sort of... it's helped me a lot because it helped me catch up. Anyway, we'll see how that works out. Now, here is the problem, okay? Let me share it with you. Now, the problem is next week, and the week after, and the week after that. Okay, what are we going to do? It's only round 7. Okay, luckily we have 16 primos plus Powell. We're sort of in not too bad of a shape. Plus we got Roberts and Clossy. So 16 plus these 3. So I've got 19 good scoring players. I've got Garcia who can go 80s, and I've got 2 Spuds. Okay, they're going to be on and off. It's not that bad, but I want these 2 Spuds to become good players. Cash is a problem. Now, what I'm going to share with you is going to sound really silly. Some of you are going to look with your mouths open, jaws wide open, eyes wide open, shaking your heads, and going to say, what is he doing? Okay, now, I'm going to say some things now, it may even be laughable, all right? It's unheard of in Supercoach. No one's ever done this, or if they have, it's not normal, okay? So everything we do is not normal anyway, but this is absurdly not normal. What I'm going to show you now. I'm not suggesting that you should do this, okay? Please take note. I'm not saying this is what you should do. But what I am saying is, this is what I'm going to do, okay? So there's a bit of a difference. You don't have to follow me, okay? Because you're following a crazy man. Crazy men do crazy things, okay? So what I'm going to do is very crazy. Here is what I'm thinking, all right? when it comes time, let's undo all these changes. So you've sort of seen a team now, okay? So I'm just going to undo all these changes, okay? Because I need to use this trade button. When it comes time to find some cash, I'm going to do it in an unorthodox way this year, okay? There's going to be times, like for example, Sherry. He's priced at 516k. He has a break even of 60, all right? He has a score of 144 in there. He's going to play Riley O'Brien. That's a tough opponent for him anyway. If he can do at least a 110 against Riley O'Brien, he goes to, he makes 24k, goes to 540k. If he can do well again against St Kilda, if he can actually defeat Marshall, okay, and let Marshall have a not too high of a score, what I'll do then is I'll trade out Sherry for around about, say, 580k, just say, all right, or 560k, and I'll bring in Marshall. Now, Marshall will probably be down to about 520k. So, virtually what I'm doing is I'm swapping roles. One is 520k now, one is 580k now, or 590k. The prices will switch. So I'll make that switch when the time comes. So that'll be one way to make cash, all right? So by bringing in Marshall, that's an 80k extra. Not sure if I'm getting a better ruckman now because I don't know who's better, but at least I've got 80k in the bank. Now, that's going to be the way I'm going to be trying to get cash because of the fact that there are no rookies to get the cash from. These cows here that you see, like the Cadmans and the Yuns and the Garcias, they're going to make cash. We're not going to be able to take them out. If we trade out a Garcia, for example, let's say, let's find one. Let's say Wilson. All right, you want to trade him out. You're going to bring in a player that's going to play one or two games and get dropped. So you've got rid of a player that's actually playing to a player that's going to sit on the bench do nothing. So that's a problem. I'd rather keep these players now. I'm going to need them for the buy rounds anyway. So I want to have warm bodies on the bench. I don't want to have players on the bench like Reed that aren't playing. I need players that are going to play. So these are no good to me if they don't play. Luckily, I got Nate Smith playing. Hopefully, he's going to make some cash. So that's my dilemma now. Now, what we've got to do, okay, we've got to set up a scenario, okay? The scenario is we are a $12 million, we have $12 million. We are rich, okay? However, we have financial difficulties. So we have what we call a yacht, okay? We have a house, and we have a Ferrari. But the kids are hungry. We need to feed them, okay? They're starving, okay? They haven't eaten for a couple of days, okay? So how are we going to feed our kids, okay? Or even our players. The players are starving. They're hungry. So how are we going to feed these players if they're hungry, all right? What are we going to do? Do we sell the house? Okay, no. I mean, Rail is the house. Bont is the house. You can't sell the house, okay? They stay. Do you sell the Ferrari? Okay, well, because Heaney is the Ferrari. Do you sell him? He's got a lot of cash on him. Do you sell him? Okay, to get the cash out and bring a couple of mid prices in here. If these guys aren't scoring, would you do that? The answer is no. You don't sell the Ferrari either. Well, do you sell the yacht? Okay, now the yacht is Sheasels. Do you sell him now? Well, the answer is no again. You can't sell Sheasels unless Sheasels has a role change, which we know he does have a role change. He's valued at 660 or 650k. If Sheasels, with his role change, plays forward and midfield, he's going to average around about 100, 110. An average of 110 is about 550k. So valued at 650k, he makes 100k. So I can trade out Sheasels, make the 100k, all right? It's equivalent to trading out a Wilson and bringing in another rookie, but the player that I bring in is going to be a player like we can move Martin down. Like, for example, we could take Sheasels out, not this week, okay? We'll talk about next week, maybe. We could put Martin in defense and then bring in a Petrarca, Okay, that kind of player. Because Petrarca has dropped in value. So you can do that. That's one option, all right? Let's cancel that. However, if Sheasel's role is really good and you can't trade him out, okay, because it's too good, well, then we keep Sheasel's. The next one that I'm going to be looking at is Yo. Now, everyone will have these players in their teams. Sometimes you need to make sacrifices to feed the family, okay? And the team is my family. I have to feed them. Now, Yo has made 127k, break even on 59. He has a 157 in that scoring cycle, and that goes away after this week. He gets one more big pay jump, and then that price stagnates, okay? So Yo then becomes a 600k player, but he has to score 120s to hold that price, as you can see here. 118, 123, and he holds his price. Now, Yo going at 120 every week, he has done it twice, okay, but one was against Richmond. This week he plays Gold Coast. I don't know if Yo can go at 120. A player that I would like to, like, if I sell Yo at 600k and to replace him, I bring in a player like Stewart at 500k, I've made another 100k. Okay, for sure, it might be 520k. That's another 100k profit I've made. So I'm slowly going to trade out my primos and bring back an equivalent primo that can score similar to the same primo, but at the same time I'm making cash. Another example, all right? Let's undo. Well, it's already undone. Another example is a player like Crouch, all right? Crouch is 535k, all right? Let's say 530k. Now, if I trade out Crouch at 530k and bring in an Oliver at, say, a 480k, 450k, I've made cash. Mind you, from Oliver, I've made a lot of cash because Oliver, he was priced at 670k. So Oliver down to 450k or 460. Oliver's lost 200k. Crouch has gone up 50k. So that's 250k just on that trade. So that's a trade I'll do. Crouch to Oliver. So I'm looking for little things. Even Roberts. Once Roberts juicens up, got to let him go and build a team. The problem, however, is here, the forward line. We're fixing up this area, but what we're doing is we're changing the players, getting an extra 100k here, 100k, that's 200k. With the 200k, a Cadman and a Darcy becomes a Flanders or a McRae and someone else, and a rookie. So you've sort of got one off the field. So you're sort of swapping and changing, but you're getting these off the field. That's the idea. You're getting these rookies off the field. So that's one way of tackling this crisis. So now, what's happened? We've sold Sherry, okay? Let's say Sherry's a television. Let's say it's a Samsung, okay? A big one, a big size, 70-inch Samsung. We sold the 70-inch Samsung, replaced it with Marshall, who's a 70-inch LG. So it's the same thing, just that Marshall was on special. So we just sort of saved a bit of dollars, $100, 100k, okay, we saved. Now, with Sheasels, we had a yacht. We replaced that with a dinghy. Okay, now we don't have a yacht anymore. We've got a dinghy, a very small dinghy. So when we used to go fishing and looking for the tuna and for the sharks, and now we're going for the sardines. Okay, we put the worms on and we catch the little sardines. Just coming down. So we've lost our yacht and we've got the dinghy, but it still feeds us. Okay, we've still got the sardines coming in. Now, what happens when the players are still hungry? There's not enough cash still, okay? We've sold the TV, we've sold the yacht, okay? We're going to buy it back, okay? We're going to be rich again one day, right? So we're going to buy this yacht back. Why not buy the TV back? Because maybe the LG is nice, so we'll just keep it. But what happens with the house? We can't sell the house because we're not going to live in a tent. So Raul stays. We're going to stay in our house. It's not for sale. But what can be sold is the Ferrari, okay? We don't have to drive a Ferrari. We can drive in a that's in sunny, okay? It's still going to take us from point A to point B, okay? We're still going to get there. It just doesn't mean we're going to get there in style, okay? But we'll still get there. We're still going to arrive. So the next scenario is going to be Heaney once all these are gone. Now, if Heaney is 660k, we have Parker coming back into the team. When Parker is back, I want to see what Heaney's role is, because Heaney's got a 98 in the system now. If he scores another, let's say a 98 this week, it's trouble. We can get Heaney's cash, okay? We can trade out Heaney, get his cash, and then with Heaney's cash, we can bring in 2 primos, because in the forward line, you don't have to spend much to get a primo. You can bring in 2 primos for Heaney's cash. You can bring in McRae and probably an Adams, okay? I know they're not the same thing as a Heaney, I understand. That's why it's not a Ferrari, just coming down. But you understand the drift, okay? We're improving our teams by getting these players off the field. We can bring Heaney back when he's 100k cheaper later on. So that's the plan. We're going to sideways all these. Now, you're going to ask me, okay, how many trades do I have to do all this, okay? Because everything is a trade, right? However, you're correct. We're going to have 23 trades left after this round. We're just going to upgrade 5 players. 5 players into 23. That's a lot of trades still, because we've done well to get to this far. We've actually built it very quick. So we're going to get there quick, and we're going to probably use up about 15 trades to do all this. Hopefully we'll have about 8 trades left after doing all that. That's the plan. So let's see how that works. Now, there is one other way of doing all this without having to sideways the premiums, and that's mid-price madness, okay? Start buying the mid-price players. The problem for that is I've already got 17 keepers. I'm replacing a keeper with a keeper. If I replace a primo with 2 mid-prices, that's not going to work for me. I need a like-for-like type player. For example, when I trade out Sheasel, I'm bringing in Petrarca. It's a like-for-like, all right? Although I think Sheasel's better. But anyway, we won't go there. Now, what other options are there? Now, there are, for example, if we traded out Sheasels and brought in like a Dale, okay, you may say, look, Dale's got a 175 in his system. He's going to make some cash, okay? And you're correct, he is going to make cash. But his scoring potential isn't the same as a Petrarca, all right? So you've got to balance your team for points and for dollars, okay? So we're trying to win Supercoach at the same time. We're not just trying to make money. We're trying to score points and make money. So there's a difference. Now, you can argue and say, look, Dale scored a 175, but he's never done it before in his life. His highest ever score before the 175 is a 141 against Adelaide, and I don't know when that was. So he's not usually a 175 type player. With his 175, he has a 12 in the system, okay, right next to the 175. So he's not going to make much, okay, until that 12 drops off. So he may make another, say, 60 or 70k, but I need to have scores on the board as well. So Dale is a no for me. The same goes with Mac Andrew, okay, Big Mac, okay. Now, let's go to Gold Coast. Now, Mac Andrew, he was 300k last week. We missed that chance. We just lost 60k, and that's a lot. That's all I wanted to make. So how much more has he got to make now? Well, it's dried up. If he scores hundreds, he might make a 35, 40k, and then the next one it's even less. And then if he scores a 70 in between there, it's all dried up, okay? And mind you, Sydney are easy to score against for defenders. So it's a no-go for me with the Big Mac, okay? Even Hawthorn is easy to score against. So I say no. So I'm not going to do the mid-price madness market unless the mid-price madness is in the forward line where the points don't matter, because we're not getting points anyway. So if I can find a player to replace Cadman, for example, I'll get him now. Whereas before I wasn't going to get him. Now I've changed my mind, okay? For example, Harley Reid, I'll get him now. It's worth it. Especially next week at the 397k, because he's not playing Gold Coast. If he played Gold Coast, he was going to have like a 50 or 60 in the system. I didn't expect him to score well, but now he's not playing Gold Coast, so he can actually do well. So now this is what we call playing the break-even market, or even like playing a stock market. Buy low, sell high. Even if your stock is good, you're still selling it high before it drops, because eventually everything drops. So they will fall down. And you just got to buy back when it's low. I hope I don't have to do all this. I hope we just stick to guns and rookies and just keep upgrading our rookies and bringing other rookies in. Just need to see the rookies come through, because if they're not coming through, we've got problems. Hopefully it doesn't get to this, but we'll see how it goes. Anyway, that's all for today. Thank you for joining, and remember one thing. It's nice to be important, but it's important to be nice. Ciao for now.
That's all, folks.